Okay, today is Monday, April the 27th, and you're going to have a 2-day assignment. It's going to be multiplying binomials, and we're going to be using a FOIL method. The FOIL method stands for first, this is your first term, your outer terms, so you're going to first in, first out. Then you're going to go on the inner term, inner, first, inner, last. So you need to make sure that, so first outer, then inner, last. So go to the first term right here, go to this one, and every term that you have in the other, using the distribution method, but you're doing every term. Then you do this term, and you have to do inner, then outer, inner, then outer, and that's how you do that. So that's so this is called the FOIL method for solving multiplying binomials. An example of this would be x plus 2, x plus 4. And you see, first, go to the first term, the outer term, then the last term. First, outer, then this one. Then go to the inner term right here and do the two inner terms, then the outer term. So x times x is x squared. X plus 4 is, x times 4 is 4x. This is 2x, and this is 8. Then you're going to combine like terms. So you distribute first each term using the FOIL method. You'll use the FOIL method. Then you're going to combine your like terms. So we see that 4x and 2x are the same. So we can combine, so that's 6x. So then you put x squared plus 6x equal 8. And that's how you do that one. Let's look at this example 2. You go outer. You take the first term. You go outer, then inner, the last term. Then you take the inner term. You go the first term, and then the last term. And so you get 2x times x is 2x squared. Because remember, you add your exponents, minus 10x. 2x times 5 is 10x, plus 1x, and you've got to be looking at your signs. Plus and a minus gives you minus 5. We see that these two terms right here are connected, so you will connect those terms right there. You'll just connect those terms. So you would have 2x squared minus 9x minus 5. So let's go on. Remember, you're going to step 1 is you're going to distribute each term in the FOIL method, using the FOIL method. Step 2 is combine your like terms. And remember, when you are multiplying, you're going to use the product rule. So be sure that that we learned last in the last unit that we did. So make sure you remember that product rule of adding your exponents. So you're going to find each product and find answers must be in standard form. Remember, standard form is your largest exponent to your smallest exponent. Okay, so right here, we're just going to y squared, 1y, 8y plus 8. So you have y squared plus y plus 8y plus 8. So these two terms in the middle, as you're seeing, the two middle terms are going to be your like terms. So you combine your like terms, y squared plus 9y equal 8. Let's look at this one, same thing. K times k is k squared. K times 5 is 5k. Then watch, you have a negative here. So you have a negative 4k and a negative 20. So k squared plus 5k minus 4k minus 20. These are your two like terms. So 5k minus 4k is a k, and that is your final answer. And that's how you leave your answer, like that. Let's look at number 3 and 4. You have x squared. X times x is x squared. X times negative 4 is going to be a negative 4x. Then you have negative 10x, and a negative make a positive 40. So you have to look at those terms. Put these two together, which is going to be x squared minus 14x plus 40. Let's look at this one. You have x squared. You have negative 2x. You have 2x and negative 4. Combine these like terms right here, which leaves no term right here. So your final answer, these just cancel out, right? Cancel each other out. You just don't put an x. X squared minus 4. Let's look at number 5. You have, going into the same thing, we have variables this time. 4x times x is 4x squared. 4x times 3 is 12x. 7x, negative 7x is negative 7x. Negative 7 times a positive 3 is a negative 21. So combine these like terms right here, and you have 4x squared plus 5 minus 21, because 12 is more. Here, 5n times n is 5n squared. N times negative 4 is negative 4n. This is negative 5n. And this is negative and a negative make a positive, positive 4. Combine these like terms. 5n squared minus 9n plus 4. That's how you do that. And the next one is exactly the same as what we just got through with. You can do 7 and 8. Stop the video and do 7 and 8 and see if you get the correct answer. And there's the answer for those that want it. Number 9, you're going to do the same thing. 8k and 3h is, so 8 times 3 is 24, h squared. 8 times negative 1 is 8h negative. Negative 3 and positive 3 is negative 9h. And negative 3 times negative 1 is positive 3. You're going to combine these like terms, and you have 24h squared minus 17 plus 3. And this one right here, number 10, is just like the other one. When you multiply 3w and 3w is 9w squared. This is negative 3w. This is positive 3w. And this is negative 1. Well, we see that these two cancel each other out, and so this is what is left. That's the only thing you do there. Let's see, and none of these get harder. These are all about the same. Let's look at number 15. Number 11, 12, 13, and 14 are the same as the other ones. Here's number 15. X plus 4 squared. That just means that you have x plus 4 and x plus 4, and you're going to distribute it out like this so that you can do the problem. So x times x is x squared. X times 4 is 4x. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 4 is 16. We see that this is combining like terms, and we add that. So you're going to square the equation. Then you're going to distribute. And remember the product rule that we learned before. And then for your variables. And then you're going to combine like terms. And those are the steps in multiplying binomials. Same thing with 17. Same thing with 16. Same thing. Let's look at 18 because it's a little different. You have a plus 3b squared. So you're going to put a plus 3b, a plus 3b. So you have a squared, a squared. This is a 3ab. Do you see you're multiplying 3 and an a and a b? And so you're going to put 3ab. Here you're going to put 3ba, 3ab. You put them, remember you put them in ABC order. 3ab plus 9b times b is b squared. So do you see how they put this a first? You're going to do that so that you have it in ABC order, always. So it's a squared plus 3 plus 3 is 6. These are like terms, and that's the reason you can identify like terms easier if you have it in ABC order. That's the reason they made that rule. And 9b squared. So that's the reason we did number 8 like that. Now this time you're going to be multiplying a binomial times a trinomial. A trinomial is 3 terms. Do you see that? So all you do is the same steps. You're going to distribute. You're going to distribute the problem using the product rule. We're going to use FOIL again. So this one times this one, this one times this one, this one times this one. So instead of doing 2 numbers, we have to multiply 3 numbers. So let's multiply those 3 numbers. We have x times x squared is x cubed. X times 3x is 3x squared. X times negative 6 is negative 6x. Be careful of your positives and negatives. Then you're going to take your second term. 4 times x cubed, x squared is 4x squared. 4 times 3x is 12x. 4 times negative 6 is negative 24. Then you're going to combine those like terms. So we see a square and we see a square. So that's 7x squared. So you have x cubed by itself, 7x squared, and then we see a negative 6 and a, so this one and this one go together. This one and this one you can combine, and that one's by itself. And that's how you do those. You combine like terms. So let's look at this one. K times k squared is k cubed. K times k is k negative, because you have a negative here, is negative k squared. K times negative 8 is negative 8k. And that takes care of your first term. You have 3 numbers, so you're going to have 3 numbers in your answer. Then when you multiply this one, you're going to have 3. 1, 2, and 3. So you have 5k squared. You have 5 negative and a negative make a positive. Positive 5k. Negative times a negative makes a positive 40. So you have a, combine your like terms. This one goes with this one. It's negative and negative, makes a negative 6k. 8k and 5k, negative 8, positive 5 is negative 3k, and you have 40. And that's how you do number 20. We're going to do one more of these. Let's look at, I guess we'll just look at 22. We have 2v and 4v squared, which would be 8v cubed. 2v times negative 3v. Sorry, I'm going on the bottom. Usually with my first term, I go on top. That way I don't forget. Remember, you have to have 3. And then 2v times negative 6 is negative 12. Then go enter. 3 times 4 is 12v squared. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9v. And then 3 times negative 6 is negative 18. So you put those together. You have a negative 6v squared and a positive 12 is a 6v squared. Negative 12 and a negative 9 gives you negative 21v. minus 18. So the main thing is just combining those like terms and making sure you look at your signs. Lots of careless errors could happen in that. Now how we could use this is find the area of the shaded region as a simplified expression, because you just are given expressions instead of numbers, and we've been working with these. Remember, it's a to the outside time minus a to the inside. So you subtract. To find this shaded area, you take the whole area minus the little area, and it gives you what's left, the grassy area. So you take 9x minus times 2x plus 7. So there's one equation, that's your outside. And then you subtract your inside, 3x, x plus 2, and that's in brackets. We put it in brackets because you have your parentheses, and you need to distribute what's inside these parentheses first before you do your subtraction piece. So then you have 2x times 9x is 18x squared minus 4x. Then you do this one, 63x minus 14. Here you have 3x squared and 36x. Now all you're going to do now is you're going to subtract. So what I would have done is I would have taken my 18x squared minus 4x plus 63x minus 14, and I'm going to subtract, and I'm going to line up my like terms. 3x squared plus 36x. But because we are going to subtract, what happens to the signs of these two numbers? They change. So this is not going to be a positive, it's going to be a negative. This isn't going to be a positive, it's going to be a negative. And so really that's the biggest part of subtracting. So 18 minus 3 is 15x squared minus 4x, and plus 63 minus 36 is 27x minus 14. Oh, sorry, 23x. Where did they get that? They subtracted wrong. It's not 23x, because 63 minus 36, 6 from 13 is 7. And that became, so she got that wrong. It's 27. It's 27x minus 14. Oh, that's where they got it. Sorry, it is. I didn't see these like terms. So you see that there's like terms right here. So you put these like terms together, and you could have done that here before when you wrote it down. Combine these like terms and then subtract, or you can do that here. So it would be 23. So it'd be, so I'm sorry, I'm the one that messed up on that. Equals 15x squared minus plus 23x minus 14. And that's why, because you had to combine these two like terms, and I wasn't paying attention. Sorry about that. You could have combined these like terms first and made that 63 minus 4, which would be 59 minus 36. And instead of doing it this way, that would have been a lot better way. I would have done 18 squared, subtract this right here, combine these like terms, would have been 59x, and that would have been better. So it would have been plus 59x minus 14. So combine your like terms first before you do all that mess. That would save a lot of problems. Okay, so for your homework, so you'll do both of those pages. Make sure you've completed both of those pages completely and submit those. And then I want you to do homework number 3 to turn in for a grade. It will not be counted complete until you've turned in all 3 pages. So for April 27th and the 28th, Monday and Tuesday's assignment, you're going to do the teaching page 1, teaching page 2, and turn in your homework page, and I will grade that for a grade. Okay? This counts points toward the grade, is your teaching pages. Thank you, and y'all good luck on these steps. It's just mainly following the steps, just like everything else has been. Bye.